All right, so I wanted to I'll do a quick little screen share and run through kind of like what we're going to do tonight. So everybody recognizes that beautiful beast.
My backyard.
It's so funny because it's like when you come up to it, like that little saddle that you can see sort of in the foreground, you're just looking up at it, you think, we're going up that? Really? It's pretty wild. So we're going to celebrate your summits tonight. That's the point of this, is to give a toast to all of you. We'll do a quick recap of the challenge this year. Emma, our community manager, wave your hand, Emma.
Hello.
She's put together a little trivia contest, and as a little added bonus, we're going to give away a couple T-shirts, finisher shirts. So this will have the logo on the front, kind of like right there, and then on the back it'll have the names of all of the finishers. We don't have the design ready to show you, so that's we had people added to the finishers list just today, so we're still trying to sort through some of those details, but we'll have those as a prize for the trivia contest winners, and they'll be available if you so want one. You can order one on the website.
That was my question.
Yeah. Big City Mountaineers. We'll talk a little bit about Big City Mountaineers and what we've been able to do to support them and kind of what they're about. I'll touch on the summer challenge. I don't even think I have a slide or anything like that for that. We have some great gear to give away. I think I mentioned in the invite, there's over $450 worth of gear, including a must be present to win prize that I think is killer. And with this small group, you've got good odds. So a Garmin InReach Mini satellite communicator, this is like $350 right here. And I use this myself. This is the one that I carry. And it pairs up with either an iPhone or an Android phone. So you can text on this. When I was on Rainier last, I don't know, gosh, on the 8th, a week and a half ago, I guess, I was using this at night so that I could just let my wife know that I'm okay and everything's cool and, I'll see her soon and that kind of thing. So you can, of course, use this to contact search and rescue if you ever need to. Knock on wood. Hopefully you'll never have to do that. I haven't yet, but it still comes in, it gives my wife a lot of peace of mind when I'm out, miles from a trailhead somewhere. And if something ever did happen, I'd have a way to communicate. So we have some great gear to give away. And then we're going to open it up and just do some discussion about, like, what are your upcoming adventure plans? How are you going to be flexing your adventure muscles in this summer and beyond? So quick recap, by the numbers, the challenge, we had 303 challengers for 2021, and you logged 895 hikes, which is a big jump from the previous years. So I think we had less than 700 hikes logged for the prior year. And we've got 119 finishers, which is pretty freaking awesome. That's a really good percentage, over 30%. So we've got a lot of people who've joined and we're able to finish. I'm going to quickly stop this share. And oh, wow, we got a lot of other people in here. This is great. Christy, Melissa, Victoria, Mahis. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ted, all right, good to see you. Lisa Bailey, all right. Lots of cool people here. All right, I want to go to a different screen and just quickly share. I'll show you what we've got as far as our finishers and all of that. So we're talking about the Arizona Winter Challenge. And as I scroll down to the bottom here, we have our 2021 finishers. And this is the full list. So Roger was the first to finish, Ted second. We've got, a bunch of people who've done this, and some of them have done it multiple times. So that's pretty cool. There's Jen. We've got Kyle, a bunch of you I see here online, your names on here. Well, pretty much everyone is going to be on here. And you might see some friends or other people that you recognize. I see some of the people who I recognize from other challenges who this has been one of their, a second or third challenge for them. And all the way to 119 people who finished this year. So this is the point where you grab your beverage. I have something called Snake Run, which sounds dangerous, from a local brewery here in Bend, Oregon. I'm going to pop it open and I'll stop the share. And I want to just say, hey, congratulations to all of you who followed through on that commitment, who finished the 6 peaks and logged them all and completed the challenge. It's an accomplishment that's I toast to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You guys have been pretty amazing. It's been really one of my favorite things about sort of organizing the challenge and being a part of this is going through and looking at the hike logs that people submit and that come in. It's just so neat to be able to see your photos and read about your experiences and, the struggles and the triumphs and all the ups and downs, both literally and figuratively. So I really appreciate the time that you guys do put into that and the things that you do to kind of make that happen. So with that, I wanted to switch gears. Emma is going to do a little trivia.
Yes.
And there's some like warm-up exercises so we can all kind of get familiar with it. So go ahead, Emma, take it away.
All right, I'll share my screen here in a second. All right, can everyone see there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the way that this trivia works is you are going to be looking at the screen that I'm sharing here, but you're going to be playing along on your phone. So if you're on your phone right now, before we've had people like switch back and forth, and it's a little bit tricky, but unfortunately I don't know, that's kind of how it is. So, you're gonna go to ahaslides.com/azwinter, and that is where we will join the trivia game. And like Jeff said, there are some practice questions so we can kind of get into the swing of things. It's going to eventually ask you to put in your name and choose an emoji. So just put in your real name so that when you win, I can actually contact you so you can get your cool t-shirt. All right. So I see we have some people joining. Very awesome.
What did you say we're going to again?
It's ahaslides.com. It's ahaslides.com/azwinter. And
Okay.
azwinter is in all caps.
And
there
you
will
just
be a
pick one of
QR code.
those emojis?
Yes. Yep. So the emojis part comes later. So yeah, you can like or do the little happy face or the thumbs up for now, but it'll have you choose an emoji in a second. And
Okay.
I'll put up a QR code. You can also scan this QR code to join.
Ooh, fancy.
Use your way. Yeah. Let's see, we have 13 people joined so far. And I can't see, were there 18 people in the call, Jeff? I can't see that anymore.
We have 17 on the call.
Okay, so we're waiting on a couple more people here.
You're probably not going to join, right?
No, I know all the answers, so it wouldn't be fair.
And I'm not going to participate either. I know most of the answers. I'm pretty sure. So
You had access to it before.
that is true. Yes, I have seen the quiz.
And I didn't see where you put in your name whenever you joined.
We're not at that point yet.
Oh, okay.
Just a screen right now, right?
Yep, it's just a screen right now. All right, so it seems like most of us are here. So
There we
now
go.
it should be asking you your name and to choose an emoji. And then once you do that, you'll be able to vote on this little test question. There is no wrong answer here, and you can choose more than one. So if you've completed other 6-pack of peak challenges, you can also select that answer.
Woo, 3 years. Who's the 3 years? Cassie.
Isn't that me?
All right.
Like 5 seasons, 3 years, something like that.
Wow.
Really cool. All right. So we have 13 people on there right now. So are we still missing it?
All those first timers, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's very awesome.
I love that word's getting out.
All right. Is anyone having trouble joining before we move on to our next test question?
Me.
You? Well, it looks like you're on your phone.
QR code, and then it kicked me out.
Oh no. I've found if you refresh the page, if it does kick you out, it should bring you back to where we are. So let's see if that works. I'll move on to the next little test question here. So the next question is, what was your favorite peak? And again, you can choose multiple. Let me open up submissions. And this is, so for the actual trivia, it's time limited. So I think I have it set at like 40 seconds per answer or something like that. For this one, you have 2 minutes to decide which was your favorite peak.
Oh my God, who is crazy to like Flatiron? That is just wrong.
Actually, everything was easy after Flatiron.
You can do Flatiron, you can do anything.
Right?
Apparently, a lot of people are crazy to like Flatiron.
It's a great hike.
I saw a number of people who started with Flatiron on January 1st or 2nd.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Or before it gets too hot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't do it past February. It's too hot.
I gotta say, Picacho Peak was also pretty darn challenging. Just all
fun,
of
yeah.
the cables and everything.
That was fun.
It was fun.
It looked really fun. I've never done the Arizona one, but I want to.
I call it Pikachu.
Pikachu, yeah. We had one guy last year who carried like the little toy Pikachu stuffed animal, or or whatever it is, up there. That was pretty funny.
All right. I think there's one more test question. Yes. All right. So when is your favorite time of year to hike? Like, this challenge is unique in that we have the winter version and a summer version. So I thought this would be interesting to see. And there's
think
also
it's
spring and
closed.
fall.
It's closed.
Oh, you need to open submission. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
There we go.
Thank you. Thanks. Not a lot for summer, which makes sense for Arizona.
Summer's for the lake. That's kayaking season.
Awesome. All right. So now I believe it is trivia time. All right. So again, sign in with your real name. Please choose an appropriate emoji to represent you. And the faster you respond to the trivia questions, the more points you'll get, as long as you get the question right. You don't get any points if you get it wrong.
Yeah, that helps us get through the tiebreakers. So basically, if 2 people get the right answer, or if all of you get the right answer, the first one to answer is the one who's going to get the
Get a little bit more points.
get the points. Yeah, the more points.
Yes. All right. So here's where you can put
I
in your
can't
name,
spell my
choose
name.
your emoji. Very nice. Good emoji choices. It's always fun to see what people choose.
I was gonna choose the poop one.
I remember for the Southern California, there were a lot of poops. A lot of people like the poop emojis in the Southern California trivia. All right. Looks like everyone has joined, so I'll start the quiz. All right. Question 1 of 8. In which year was Squaw Peak renamed to Piestewa Peak to honor Lori Ann Piestewa, who was the first known Native American woman to die in combat in the U.S. military? Well, that is kind of extra, but which year was it renamed?
Piestewa?
Piestewa?
Piestewa.
Piestewa. I should have looked up all the pronunciations before. All right. 2003 is the answer. 5 of you got that right. Good job. And we will see which 5 it was in a moment.
Congratulations.
So, very nice. So, is it Mahes? You are
Mahis.
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 All right.
Thank you.
Mahis is currently in number 1, Lisa number 2, Melissa number 3, and many others
Right behind.
All right. Next question. Which of the other peaks in this challenge can you see to the northwest from the top of Camelback Mountain? All right, and it is again peace to
Aha.
peace to
Piestewa.
Piestewa Peak. Yep, you can see it. And Mahis is still in the lead, followed closely by Lisa and still by Melissa.
Ted's on the board. All right, Ted.
On the board, Alicia is creeping up in 4th place. Question 3. Which of these is not one of the 10 outdoor essentials? Sun protection, headlamp, extra food, or binoculars? One of those is not one of the 10 outdoor essentials. All right, time is up. Binoculars is the correct answer.
Good answers, boy.
Yeah, most of you got that one right. Good job. Mahis is still in the lead. Looks like Ted's creeping up there a little bit, though. All right. Question 4. Halfway through. What is the hiking mileage for Picacho Peak?
Picacho.
Picacho. Pikachu. Picacho Peak. What is the hiking mileage? Three, two, one, and time is up. Wow, it's 2.4. That was a tricky one.
Oh, no way.
By whose navigation?
Yeah, it depends on which resource you had.
I used the hiking
Ultra
guide.
flies.
I used socialhiker.net.
Because there's 2 trails and the main trail was
That's
closed
true.
when we did it because of parking lot
Okay.
closure. So we took
Hunter and
the
Sunset.
long one. It's 2.7.
Okay, well, I guess this one's a bit of a wash then. Obviously most of, sorry. One person got points for
Let's
that.
see what happened. Oh, boy.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh.
That shook things up. Wow.
Yeah, it sure did. Ted just jumped right to the top there. All right. All right. What is the name of the famous monolith near Fremont Saddle?
Big tall rock thing? I
Yeah,
don't know.
That's definitely it.
I can't say it's wrong.
It is a big tall rock thing. All right, and yes, it is the Weaver's Needle. But most of you got that one.
A lot of correct answers. You guys are smart.
Yeah, I know a lot about these peaks. And Mahisa's back in the lead. Ted dropped down to 5th.
Moment of glory.
Yes.
Soon passed.
It's over now. All right. See how much this changes in the last couple of questions here. Is it Wasson Peak is the tallest mountain in the Three, two, one.
Dang it.
Is the tallest mountain in the Tucson Mountain District. There is another one in the Rincon Mountain District.
I would have had to guess on that one myself. So
yeah, I thought that one was tricky when I was writing it.
Rincon's on the eastern side of Tucson.
Yes.
Watson's on the west.
Oh no, what happened?
I guess we all won.
Wait, let me just. I don't know what happened. No, I don't know. Okay, well, maybe it'll. If it lets you re-answer, then I guess there's the points back from that hiking mileage one. I don't know why that happened. Now everyone better get it right this time. All right, or maybe it just redid it. Okay. Yay. Moving on. Ooh. Lisa and Mahisa are really close.
yeah.
10 points off. Very nice. All right. Question 7. Flatiron is located in Lost Dutchman State Park, which was first developed as a day-use recreation area in what year?
That's a guess.
Yeah. I know the answer, but I would have had to guess. Or Google, which would be
We
cheating.
don't have time to Google
Yeah,
it.
no Googling. 1972 is the answer.
That was my first
That was a good guess.
Yay! Yay for good guesses. All right. Ooh, that one put Lisa up to the first place.
Wow, that shot her up. Nice.
Yeah, it really did. From
Renee's got up too.
This
Yeah.
one's for all the marbles.
all right, here we go. Last question. How many kids have gone on weekend expeditions with Big City Mountaineers since they were founded?
This is tricky or more difficult.
Right. Yes, over 10,000 kids have gone on weekend expeditions with Big City Mountaineers since they were founded.
That's awesome.
Which
That's
is
so great.
very awesome. Yes. All right, we'll see who's our winner.
Oh,
And he's
Oh, wow.
and beat Lisa just barely.
That's awesome.
Bummer.
Woo!
Good job.
Hey, cheers, Mahis and Lisa, both of you. will be
Yes,
getting
that was
a,
awesome. Good job.
a
Everyone.
That was
finished
fun.
T-shirt.
And yeah,
So
and
Emma
you-
will contact you for the details, and we'll get your shirt sizes and all that.
Right.
Cool.
Right on. Good
Thank
job.
you.
right, stopping my screen share.
All right. Well, that was a perfect segue for
Yeah.
what I wanted to share about next, and that is Big City Mountaineers. Big City Mountaineers is an organization that we've partnered with since we started the challenge originally in 2015, starting in Southern California. And so far in the 2021, we've raised over $7,900 for Big City Mountaineers. What I love about that organization is that you have stories like this gal here, whose name we'll see on the website in a second. I can't remember offhand, but she talks about how, before Big City Mountaineers, she was a couch potato, but now I have transformed into a great leader. And so what they do is they work with within under-resourced communities to help kids who probably in most cases have never had a wilderness experience. And they provide all of the gear, the guide, and they work with local youth leaders for the organization, like Boys and Girls Club or whatever, and take them out for like a week-long trip in the Boundary Waters canoeing or backpacking in the high Sierras. And for a lot of these kids, it's a really, really transformative experience. I'm going to switch over to their website if I can find it here. Let's see. And hopefully, all right. Can you see, are you seeing Big City Mountaineers?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
awesome. All right, so this is their website. It's bigcitymountaineers.org, and it talks a little bit about it. But I love this image that they use on the top. Spending
Mhm.
time in nature never
Goosebumps.
crossed his mind. And then you slide this, and then it helped shape the way he sees the world. And that's sort of the story behind this, is that people who they come to find that it's not something to be afraid of, that it's something that they can do more than they imagine that they can do. And that's kind of like what the challenge is too, really. I mean, you find out that, you can climb things and accomplish things that you might not have guessed you were able to do years before. So it's really neat to be able to pass that on to the next generation of outdoor folks. I do want to bring up one other program they have that you might be interested in, and that is this Summit for Someone program. The Summit for Someone program for 2021 is completely booked. But they'll announce this, and they actually have when you scroll down here, these early interest forms, they do trips that you can go on to climb peaks around the world, or sometimes it's a trip like the Presidential Traverse in the New England area, climbing Mount Rainier, climbing Mount Whitney, Mount Hood, Grand Teton, which is a technical climb. And so there's a fundraising commitment for that. So basically you get your friends, your family, your coworkers to help, raise money for Big City Mountaineers. And when you raise that minimum, you've got a space on that team. They provide the guide service. You have to get your transportation to wherever their base is. And you get a guided experience on one of these trips. So definitely it's something to kind of think about if you're looking at doing something, that's a little more of a challenge, that involves some travel, and especially as with the, travel becoming more of a reality now. This is something to think about for 2022. So definitely check that out. And then the last thing I wanted to do was just share with you a message from the board of directors of Big City Mountaineers. And they just say, all of us, this is thanks for all of you who have helped raise this money. All of us are now familiar with what it feels like to be disconnected from the natural world. Shelter in place and safer at home orders have restricted our usual access to backcountry spaces. Continued social distancing recommendations have made bustling natural areas harder to safely access. We've seen that with the crowds at the trails. Mental health has suffered in our communities, both from the stress of the pandemic and our decreased interaction with nature. But before they go on a big city mountaineers trip, those feelings of disconnection are nothing new for our youth. And in these times, to connect a young person to nature and to their innate ability to learn, change, and grow is truly transformational. You likely know, and I'm sure all of us can attest to this, we know firsthand the healing, empowering, and transformative power of nature. Your support has helped pass the torch, giving those experiences to youth at a time when it couldn't be more necessary. And a lot of their programs were basically put on hold last summer because of the pandemic. And they've been working, reflecting, listening, and growing as an organization, planning so that hopefully they'll be able to begin those again, perhaps even as soon as this summer. So thank you all for giving the next generation of outdoors people, nature lovers, and stewards of the land such an incredible introduction to the outdoors. And with that, toasts to you again for your support for Big City Mountaineers.
Gonna need another drink if we're gonna toast again.
Oh boy. Well,
Well, then go get it.
okay. And we have some giveaways now. Should we do a giveaway? Yeah, I think it's time.
Do it.
I'm going to share a slide that just shows kind of what we've got going on here. So we've got some giveaways. The way that this works is we're looking at the list of the finishers. We have Emma's using random.org to draw a winner from that list. The first 4 items on this list, anybody who is a finisher is eligible. The last one, it's going to be somebody on this online with us right now. So you must be present to win this guy, the Garmin InReach Mini. So Emma, let's do the Nalgene water bottle?
All right, let's do it. All right.
That sounds like a roulette wheel. You ready?
We have William Church. William, are you here?
I didn't see a William.
Oh, all right. Well, William will be getting that Nalgene water bottle. All right. What is next?
Next is the Petzl headlamp. So one of the 10 essentials is a way to be able to illuminate. Flashlights used to be the thing when I was growing up. Now I use a headlamp, and I think they're just great because they keep your hands free, especially if you're using trekking poles or you're doing something where you have to hold on to cables. I'm looking at you, Picacho. Headlamps are really handy. So Petzl Tika headlamp.
All right. Have Gina Bonilla. Gina here.
Gina Bonilla. Congratulations to Gina.
Gina. Woo. All right.
The next item is the REI 20-liter travel pack. This actually packs down into its own little pocket, so it compresses down to a pretty small size, about like a toiletry bag or maybe even smaller. And so it's light enough that you can throw it into a bag or a bigger backpack. So if you're looking, like you're doing an overnight trip, but you want to carry, some layers and some food and some water for a little, micro adventure or a summit, this would be the thing to do. So it's the REI 20-liter travel pack. Emma, who do we get?
It has So this person doesn't have their name on their profile. But their username on SoCal Hiker is it's RSULLOA.
Okay.
Sula. Is that anybody here?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loa.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I could see his name if I clicked on the profile, not just the finishers list. But all right. Yay, Rodrigo.
Next item is a 24-ounce Hydro Flask bottle. This is not it exactly. This is my Hydro Flask bottle. I like to have one handy because it just keeps my beverage cold all day, like 12 hours basically. I oftentimes don't carry one of these on the trail because they are metal. It's stainless steel, double wall, vacuum sealed, and it's a little heavier. So you have to kind of factor that in if you want to carry it. But I always will have one. If I don't carry it, I'm always keeping one in the car so that when I get back to the car after a long hike, I've still got ice in this thing. It lasts that long. So Hydro Flask, 24 ounce. Emma, who do we got?
We have Luis Turner.
Luis Turner. Not on here?
Not on here.
All right. Well, somebody's going to be really happy because we got some...
Yeah. We'll make the garments even more exciting because we can actually see the person that wins this time.
All right. Here it is. Okay. Garmin InReach.
All right. Sorry. I exited out of random.org. Okay. Right. Is person number 7, who is, drum roll please, my computer is freezing. Lisa Bailey.
Lisa!
Hey, Lisa! Woo!
Congratulations.
Awesome, thanks.
So,
right on, good job.
You're going to be getting the Garmin InReach Mini. We'll touch base with you on through the website just to make sure we've got your latest, mailing address before we send this out. And be aware that it does require a subscription for service. I personally use what they call their Freedom Plan, which has an annual, I forget exactly what it is, a nominal annual fee just to join, and then you can turn it off at any month that you're not going to use it. So if I know that for 3 months I'm going to be traveling or something, but I won't be needing this, I can suspend the subscription and then just resume it when I'm ready. So and this is super handy. I used this a week and a half ago when I was on Mount Rainier, and we were attempting to climb Mount Rainier, and my wife was worried sick because the weather was really bad, and I was able to use this with my iPhone and send her messages, and she could send me a message back and let me know. I could just say, hey, everything's good, it's cold, it's windy, but I'm fine, and that kind of thing. So it's great for even just peace of mind. And then of course the ultimate peace of mind is there is a little SOS button on the side that will contact search and rescue services. I have never had to use that yet. I hope that I never will, but it is there should you need it. So
I thought I might have needed it at Flatiron. So
there you go. Yeah. And in fact, I've even carried this in the car. There was one time when I was driving through southeastern Oregon, and there is nothing there. And I was, I knew that I needed to stop and get gas at some point, and it was a Sunday night and it was getting dark, and I'm looking, well, there's a gas station that's like 60 miles ahead. And I got there on fumes, and the gas station had closed like 20 minutes earlier because they're closed at like 7 p.m. And so then I was sweating it, but I knew I had this in my car. So at least worst case scenario, I could contact my wife, let her know where I am, you know, my location is available, all of that. So, you know, it wasn't an urgent search and rescue type situation, but still a handy thing to be able to have. So congratulations, Lisa. Very awesome. So I wanted to kind of open it up and talk a little bit about, you know, what your adventures plans are for the summer. I've mentioned a little bit about Mount Rainier. That I'll just share. I'll open with that a little bit. I was up on May 6th, 7th, and 8th on the side of Mount Rainier Mountain. We were part of a team of people climbing with a guide service called International Mountain Guides, which is one of 3 of the major guide services that takes teams up that mountain. And this was something we had planned, me and a friend of mine, Jason, had planned for like 2 years. So originally we were scheduled to do it last year and that got canceled. It was good to go for this year. However, we're early season and the weather is very unpredictable. As it turned out, it was hellacious weather. We did manage to get to the high camp on Ingram Glacier. And that night we had, you know, lots of snow, lots of wind, and lots of cold. And like those 3 elements all together made it, the guides made the decision that a summit attempt in the morning was really not in the cards. And I think that was the smart thing in this particular case. About 50% of the people who attempt to climb to Summit Rainier make it. So it's about half the people, you know, make it, half of them don't. And probably the majority of that is due to weather and the conditions. You just don't know what you're going to get. And I've been looking on Instagram and I've seen other people who've since summited in the last week and they're wearing like t-shirts and, you know, we had 30 below weather and wind gusts to 95 miles an hour at Camp Muir. And they're wearing t-shirts and micro spikes, you know, we were wearing crampons and full on winter gear and, you know, hunkered down in our tents for 12 hours at a time. And it was, it just feels a little bittersweet, but it was an amazing experience. I'm so glad that we did it. And if you want to hear more about it, we just released a podcast episode on the Almost There Adventure podcast. And Jason and I talk about kind of what the experience was that we had on Rainier. And we've got some pictures there and all of that. I'll put a link to that into the chat. So if anyone's interested, they can check that one out. I do have a couple of other adventures planned for this year. The 2 other big ones are a bike packing trip, or it's actually, technically it's a bike packing race. It'll actually be my second, well, maybe my 3rd bike packing trip because I'm going to do a trial run in another week. But it's technically a race, although my friend Ben and I were actually doing it together and we're not planning to race. We're just hoping to finish without breaking a bone. That's kind of been my history on bikes, is that I go over the handlebars and I break things on my body. So that's one of the adventures that's coming up in October.
That's how Social Hiker started, isn't it, Jeff?
That's right. Yeah, that's kind of how SoCal Hiker and then ultimately Social Hiker. That's how they got started. I was mountain biking a lot, and I went over the handlebars and I broke my wrist in 2 places, and so I couldn't ride, so I started hiking again, and that's where it got started. The other thing is backpacking the Teton Crest Trail. So I've got a group of people that I do, you know, like try to do a big backpacking trip every year. And this is one that's in the Grand Teton National Park. And it's about a 4-day trip. It's not super long, but we're really looking forward to it. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I actually attempted to do it back in 2017 and in October, and we got too much snow. So again, the weather had other ideas. I want to hear what your adventure goals are for the coming year. And just shout them out. Let us know what you got on the docket.
So you mentioned Rainier earlier that you were hiking it. We're actually doing the half marathon there in July.
Is that through Vacation Races?
Yeah. mhm.
Yeah, those are a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
They
Yeah.
are. They're a ton of fun. I love vacation races. And because we did the Teton as well. You mentioned that. So we're
Yeah.
excited to do that in July. And then Arizona. So it's kayaking weather. We'll be at the lake most of the summer doing
Awesome.
something.
Awesome.
And then we have a bunch of plans to hike in Sedona and up north rather than in the valley.
Where it's a little bit cooler.
A
hopefully.
little bit, not much, but a little.
Well, we had just to on that note, we have the summer challenge is going on right now. I know many of you have already signed up for it. We had somebody submit a hike log for Humphreys Peak just today,
Oh,
and
nice.
you know, so
Nice.
they're already summiting Humphreys, and there was some snow up there, but it wasn't so bad that they couldn't do it. So
I live in the Bay Area, but I'm currently here in Arizona doing the summer challenge, which is interesting. And later this summer, late summer, I'll be doing this.
Oh, cool.
oh, awesome! The John Muir Trail.
Whole thing or partial?
Oh, actually 240 miles, not 211.
Kudos.
Are you going
on.
southbound or northbound or?
Cottonwood Pass,
Okay.
starting at Whitney there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, I know Emma's done the John Muir Trail. You did that last year or the year before?
2018.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Been that long, I know.
Time
Wow.
flies.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I did Humphreys yesterday. Beautiful up there. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
That was the hike log I saw. That was yours. Okay.
Those you.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome about the John Muir Trail. That I've had such great memories of doing the John Muir Trail, and I hope to do it again someday. I've done it twice. The first time was in 1980. So
Oh,
I wasn't even born yet.
when there was no rules.
okay, so I'm dating myself. The second time was in 2010, 30 years almost exactly.
Mhm.
So at the very least, I should do it every 30 years, right? You know? The next time in 2040, I don't know.
There you go.
Maybe sooner. How about somebody else? What do you have on your adventure plans?
So I'll go. Got one more peak on the San Diego 6-pack. I'm actually saving it for the fall. Actually just did Sit Peak on the SoCal 6-pack today. So I got that knocked off. Got Ray Lakes permit coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually just did 2 nights, 3 days on Santa Cruz Island backpacking, crossing off what they refer to as the most expensive of the lower peaks committee peaks, because you have to pay for the ferry to get to the island and back again. So it's not like a couple bucks of gas. No, it's $45 each way. Plus but we have the entire permanent campsite on Santa Cruz Island to ourselves, so it was lovely. The downside is there's no water there, so we had about 6 liters of water in our backpacks. So
Were you able to secure a permit? Because it was for a while there, you couldn't even get onto that island unless you were part of the park services.
right, so Scorpion Pier reopened in January.
Okay.
So that was it. So once that kind of cleared up, it was like, yeah, it's nice and pretty now, as opposed to the old Ricky thing. I was over there years before kayaking. I'm like, ugh, I'm glad I have a boat. So those are some of my near-term plans. So
awesome. So you're working on your Southern California 100 high peaks, or?
So the Sierra Club 100 is done. I finished it actually just in time. A week later, a fire actually overran the peak out in the lagunas in San Diego. So I was working on that. So very fortunate there. So yeah,
wow.
So now it's to your list. And actually a good chunk of the SoCal list, I'm going to try to do as backpack trips instead, just to mix it up. So
Awesome. Good way to go.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna do the New Mexico Pecos Wilderness Trail. So, yeah, with my uncle, we have some family memorials on the way up. It's a Trail Riders Wall Pass. So we're gonna try to get up there without the horses, try to make it all the way up.
Very cool. I have not done any exploring in New Mexico, and I'd like to. My wife would like to as well. So I wrote that down because I haven't heard of it. I'm gonna check that out.
I grew up in northern New Mexico, so I'm really familiar with like the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. So, you know, pretty much our backyard, we grew up all in there. And they have some really cool like national parks, you know, Bandelier, the White Sands. So little things like that as well. So
Cool.
yeah.
This is Kristen. I'm definitely following in Jeff's footsteps. I have a summit climb on Mount Rainier scheduled for July 4th. So we're just doing a lot of hiking for that and hoping for good weather. But yeah, I enjoyed following along on your journey.
Yeah, I hope that you have good weather. So one of the questions that somebody was asking is like, oh, so are you going to go back and try again? And it's like, initially I'm like, I don't know. It was super challenging, and but then I start thinking about like the weather was the big factor that made it so challenging, and I kind of would like to be up there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go back in another year or something like that.
Well, if the weather's good, it's not, it's not so much of a fight when you go up there in the spring and hopefully get a good day, and it won't be as tough.
Yep.
How
about you? Go ahead.
Have any of you met the gentleman that climbs Flatiron probably every other day? He's 89 years old.
I heard about him.
I've heard of him. I haven't met him.
I ran into him.
Yeah.
I'm from Michigan, but we winter in Apache Junction. So we're in a park there about 5 miles from Flatiron, and we started up in March maybe on a hike up Flatiron, and met him coming down. He's 89 years old.
Mhm.
He claims it was his 289th climb of Flatiron.
I believe it. Yeah.
Just that humbled me, because Flatiron is a good trip.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and you have to you have to have good balance, and there's a lot going on.
Sense of direction.
It's not just physically challenging, there's a lot of mental challenge there.
Well, I think coming down is worse than going up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And whoever set up the hikes for this is the first time I've done this. My daughter comes out for maybe a week or two in February or March, and she signed me up for this. It wasn't known to me, and we did complete the 6 hikes in 9 days. And we also did a 7th hike, Triple Arch, which is north of Apache Junction. All Trails has it. It's 9 miles round trip. It's not physically challenging and really a beautiful hike. If any of you want to, it's kind of a newer hike. A lot of people don't know about it. So it was a great experience.
Okay.
We're almost neighbors. I'm down the street from AJ myself.
Has anybody hiked
check
Picket
that out.
Post in Superior, Arizona?
Yes, that's a butt kicker for sure.
Which one is that?
Picket Post. It's so easy to get lost and turned around and off trail. It's a beast. It's a beautiful hike though. Once you get to the peak, it's pretty.
Yes.
I want to do, what is it, Brown?
4 Peaks, Browns Peak.
Yeah, my daughter and her friend did that. And so next winter, I hope to do that one with her.
Yeah.
She's been
I
up
hear
there.
the shoot's pretty intense there.
As she and her friend were going up, they weren't too sure how they were going to get down, but they found the way. So she said she'll be my guide.
Very good.
Mhm.
That's on my bucket list at some point, but
It was closed due to the fire damage this past winter. You
Yeah.
weren't supposed to be climbing it.
yeah, I seen people were climbing it just last week or 2 weeks ago. People were up
Okay,
there.
just
So.
opening up.
hmm At least according to All Trails in their reviews. So
Also, when we were doing the Flatiron trip for this, we extended it and did the ridge hike and came down Hieroglyphic
nice.
Canyon. So we made it a 12-mile hike.
wow,
That was a big day.
that is a big day.
Anyone else have any adventures planned for the year ahead?
Well, I do have something. So I'll just boost it a little bit. So I am a coordinator on one of the hiking clubs on Meetup. And I came up with this idea of having a team register for the Six Pack of Peaks Challenge last season. So I was probably the first one to kind of come up with that idea. And we had 29 challengers enter the winter 2021. So that was actually really exciting. Unfortunately, we only had 15 so-called finishers that I could track. But looking at your list of actual completions, I think some people were fudging the registration. So this season for summer 2021, I do have 19 people registered. This time I made them turn in their receipts for registration to verify that they're going to do this. But one of the things that I've learned by doing this is that it tends to be that when people actually are committed to making the donation, they're also committed to finishing, the challenge. And a lot of people were talking about, well, some of this is easy, but in the end, they never actually completed the challenge. So, it's sometimes people talk about that, but I'm excited about this coming season. I think what I'm going to do for like Humphreys and some of the peaks that are further out to Flagstaff is we're going to throw in a weekend kind of deal out of it where we're going to have camping included and extra hikes through the weekend, but the big one being our summit challenge for the summer. So that's our plan, and if anybody wants to join us, you're welcome to.
Thanks.
That's really cool, Jen. And
what's your group? What's the group again? Jen?
We're hiking and biking social. We're a 40+ club.
Okay. Can find you on the internet or
you can find us on Meetup on the Meetup.
Okay.
Website. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meetup.com.
Yeah. So it's
You
really
put a
nice
link in the
fun.
comments.
What's that?
Yeah. That'd be great if you could. Yeah. Put a link in the comments.
Yeah, I can do that for you guys. You guys are all registered for the summer, then yeah, you could just jump on and join us. It's no problem.
Awesome.
Jeff, I got to run. Want to congratulate the rest of the finishers. I really enjoyed the Arizona stuff. My son goes to ASU, so I was able to sneak it in while I went and visited him. So,
have you done a mountain?
Believe it or not, I have not. So I go for the big
less
stuff.
than a mile.
I know he lives over on the Vertex. We'll get it in.
Yeah.
We'll get it in. So.
I
All right,
think
Chris.
I
Take care.
found Jen's hiking, biking, and social meetup group. I put the link in the comments. I believe that's the right one.
Let me dig up the link. I'm going there
Okay.
now.
It's based in Phoenix, so I feel like it might be the right one, but I don't know.
Ted put a comment in the chat as well that he's on mute because his piano is being tuned. So he was going to complete the San Diego, then the Southern California challenges, but injured his knee. And so he's got to put that on hold for a little bit, and then we'll see. Yeah. So maybe the NorCal challenge. Wow. So 4 challenges in a calendar year. That's pretty awesome. I think that's more than I've done. I think I've done 3 in a calendar year, and I felt pretty good about that.
Has anyone done the Colorado? I came back this weekend. I did 1, and I'd like to hit all 14ers.
I've done the Colorado. I've done the Colorado. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So when we created this Colorado challenge, I went out. I had a trip out there specifically to scout the peaks for that, and I did one peak each day for 6 consecutive days, ending with.
Oh, crazy.
And I was my legs were toast at the end.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I did bar camp on Saturday and the incline the day before. That was a good one, but the rest of them look even harder.
One of the guys that was in our team going up Rainier a week and a half ago lives in Colorado Springs, and he did a double on the Manitou incline to just, kind of prepare himself physically for the Rainier. So if you don't know, it gains 2,000 feet in 1 mile. And it's basically railroad ties, stair steps that are, some of them, they're so high, they're like 1.5 feet high, the steps. So it's wild. All right, we're going to wrap things up here, and because we've got people who have got to go. And I just wanted to, for those of you who may have missed it, we do have every finisher. Let's see if I can get that into focus. There we go.
There we go.
The Arizona 6-Pack of Peaks Challenge finishers patch, beautiful embroidered patch. That's coming out to you with a certificate of achievement. They're going to be mailed this week. So be looking for that sometime next week. It takes a little while. And every once in a while, like I got this in the mail today, returned, which was mailed in January. And so if you don't get it, just let us know and we'll do what we can to make it right. Make sure that we've got your correct address and all that good stuff. But hey, I want to thank you all for being a part of the challenge, for helping us do good. Hopefully you got a chance to explore and some, experience some peaks that you might not have otherwise. And I hope to see you join us in the summer challenge if you're so interested, or definitely next year for 2022. And we're looking at possibly swapping out a couple peaks. So
oh, please do.
Yes, please do.
Get rid of Camelback. I wouldn't mind at all.
Yes. Well, Camelback is one of the ones that's been a real problem because of the trail closure. And also the parking situation.
So busy.
So it's pretty nightmarish. So that's probably going to go and be replaced, and maybe even another one. So we're looking at an alternate route up Flatiron that's not quite as scrambly, but it's longer. So that could be an interesting one too. So have a great evening.
Thank you.
Have an
Thank you, Emma.
adventurous
Thank
summer.
you, Jeff.
And
Thank you.
We'll see you online.
All right.
Bye, guys. See you on the trails.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.